Good morning, you guys, and a happy Thursday morning to you once again. One video format. I have lots of information. This is chock full. But we're going to start out with your comments because you guys have been vocal. Let's jump in and cover, shall we? Let's go. To start with, I told you guys to check your notification bell, and a lot of people came back and said that their notification bell was shut off, they were unsubscribed, the same stuff that usually happens with YouTube. So that's why I tell you guys constantly double check and make sure that alerts are on. Next up, one of my subscribers wrote this limerick. It was so cute. There was a young grifter named Markle whose smile fell far short of a sparkle. She brought new veneers to outshine her peers, and now she can glow in the darkle. Good one. All right, let's move on. Next up, when I did my video on Tuesday and I talked about Thomas Markle moving, a lot of you put up these comments that you think that after Thomas Markle passes away, then Meghan Markle is going to write a book about him where he hasn't got a chance to defend himself. And I do want to point out this comment from one of my subscribers that Meghan probably was embarrassed by Thomas and, because he was no King Charles and she felt she was better than him and the family. And I happen to agree with that. All right, let's jump in now to all of our stories. We're going to start off with Prince Edward, who has flown to the United States to attend the state funeral of President Jimmy Carter. There was a lot of chatter online about that, Harry was going to go and attend. To those people who say that, you obviously don't know how this kind of thing works. There's no way Harry would be invited to a state funeral of a president. He doesn't represent anybody. He's nobody. All right, let's move on. Let's move on now to Zara Tindall. She apparently has become the face of British label Fairfax and Favor. We know that she has a lot of class and elegance and she dresses beautifully and, she's become a fashionista. Anyway, besides the Olympic career and all the horse racing and everything, in 2023, she became a model for her skill set for a luxurious label, part of Musto's Autumn-Winter 2023 campaign. And at that point, she collaborated with Fairfax and Favor. She continues to wear their brand, and they said that they hope that customers will feel, quote, royally enlightened to make updated fashion choices. Love it. Sticking with Zara, remember, she's in Australia. She was attending the Pacific Fair Magic Millions polo and show jumping event that occurred on Sunday, and she looked absolutely gorgeous. And of course, she was with Mike, who of course is arm candy all by himself. Now, earlier on that same day, Zara competed in a Magic Millions Queensland Off the Track Cup final on retained racehorse called Paths of Glory. In other words, she rode. A big thank you to Remoulade Sauce for showing us what she was wearing. Now, earlier on, she was also hanging out, as you can see, with Delphina. Oh, and again, a big thank you to Remoulade Sauce. Now, a lot of you noticed in some of these pictures, is that Delphine there at the Gold Coast Turf Club, next to them? Yes, because Delphina or Delphine, whatever you want to call her, she's an ambassador for Magic Millions. I assure you, they did not discuss Harry or Meghan. None of that came up, I can assure you. All right, let's move forward. Next up, King Charles and Queen Camilla were spotted this past Sunday on their way to Sunday church service at Sandringham. Apparently, it's just a short journey across the royal estate to St. Mary Magdalene Church. It was raining. They had their umbrellas. Apparently, it was icy rain coming down. They were greeted by the rector, the Reverend Canon Dr. Paul Williams. They did make a swift entrance in, they said, but, considering Camilla just got over pneumonia and, the king's chemotherapy, it's really, for me, it's very a good thing, I think, to see them out and about and walking around and doing their thing. Now, we know they're still at Sandringham with the whole family. Everybody's relaxing and they're having their Christmas break, which is why we haven't seen a lot of royals. So very nice to see them out and about. Let's move on. All right, moving on to William and Catherine. You guys all heard, I'm sure, about the terror attack that happened in New Orleans just a few days ago. Apparently, one of the people that was killed was a man named Edward Pettifer. He was 31. This attack occurred on Bourbon Street in the early mornings of New Year's Day. This man was from London. His stepmother is the former nanny to Prince William and Prince Harry. Tiggy Leg Burke, you guys all remember her. The kids were very close to her, actually. They put out a statement saying that the entire family was devastated at the tragic news of Ed's death in New Orleans, that he was a wonderful son, brother, grandson, nephew, and a friend to so many. King Charles was also really upset, as was a lot of the, family members. I'm not sure much about the attacks other than there were barricades that could have been up and they weren't. And the guy apparently meant to die. There was an ISIS flag on the back of the truck. It was the first ISIS-inspired attack since 2017. So, all right, let's move on. Next up, do you guys remember David Sherborne? He is the attorney who's representing Harry in all of his high court claims against the press. He's soaking Harry for God knows how much more money. I'm sure he's already, shopping for his vacation home in Paris. Anyway, he has decided he is going to represent Charles Spencer's estranged wife, Karen Spencer, in their divorce. Her defense to the divorce has already been lodged with the high courts, signed by Mr. Sherborne. And Charles Spencer is saying that his wife's claims are an absurd attempt to blacken his name. They brought up the long-term mistress, Kat German, who has stepped up and told a newspaper that Countess Spencer has mounted a hideous and defamatory attack on her. This is going to be ugly. It's going to be in the spotlight, and I'm going to be there to tell you what's going on. I am going to keep an eye on this case, and I will keep you up to date on what's happening, okay? All right, let's move on now. Quick bit of information. It's being reported online that the Marchioness of Bath is going to sue for copyright. I don't know if that's true or not. I cannot confirm or deny that. But we do know that she looked great when she's at Prince William's Tusk Conservation Awards because she's one of the ambassadors for him. And a big thank you to Remoulade Sauce for showing us what she was wearing back then. Let's move on. Now, with Netflix in the toilet, Spotify is gone, Lemonade is up for sale, it's pretty obvious that the money train is coming to a quick, short stop. So what's coming out now are articles alleging that Harry and Meghan have, quote, vowed to stay patient when it comes to the royal family. They want to move on from the bitter feud and they want to make the necessary changes. They are changing their priorities in the new year and they really want to, work on their relationship. They don't want to sweat that stuff when it comes to the royal feud and they want to get back in with the royal family. Yeah, I bet they do. There's only one little problem with that. The royal family doesn't trust either one of them. And let me tell you something. While the family may take Harry back in the event of a divorce, the firm will never work with him again. The UK public will never forgive this man. He can forget it. That ship has sailed, sunk, and is gone. I'm just telling you, they're not going back. It's just not going to happen. But we also know that she is desperate to keep one foot on the royal family. You know what I'm saying? She has to have that title because without that title, she's a nobody and she knows it. Now, before we move on, I want to show you one other thing. You guys remember this gorgeous cake with the mint leaves from the Netflix show? And then you have this picture of Meghan and Harry with Archie at his first birthday with this cake that was made by Meghan Markle. And this is why I believe there was a chef on set, because you want me to believe that she made both of these cakes? Really? I think she made Archie's for sure. Moving on. Now, one other thing I want to talk about before we delve into, some of these stories is that one of Meghan Markle's friends put up this sickly sweet, I love you, I love your friendship, I love your laugh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Let me tell you something. If Meghan Markle didn't marry Harry, this woman you're looking at, who supposedly is a billionaire, wouldn't give you the frickin' time of day. All right, next up, a member of UK's Parliament, Michelle Garner, wrote an article. I was shocked. She said that the trailer from Netflix is a perfect example of tone-deaf misread of today's political and social climate. She said that she's had a lot of apolitical friends walk up to her and give her comments that go from insufferable to barf. She said the main problem with people like Meghan Markle is she's committed to selling a fairy tale that few people can afford to believe in anymore. And she ended the article by saying, "May 2025 bring leaders who do more than tell us to eat their expensive multi-layer raspberry and mint leaf encrusted vanilla pound cake." It's an excellent article. I suggest you guys read it. All right, let's move on. Moving on, a crazy days and nights, a blind item came out basically saying that Meghan had to do several takes and several changes of clothing. Yes, I think she filmed all this in like 3 days. That's my honest opinion. Now, somebody else pointed out to me, just as an FYI, that Pippa Middleton also had an entertainment book that did really well. She copied a little bit of her too. Now, I, for one, am glad that the magazines and the news are finally starting to come out with this. They're saying that no amount of flour arranging, honey, or jams are going to, quote, hide the lingering bitterness from Meghan Markle's previous public statements about the royal family. That this new public image that's supposed to be sickly sweet, we love you, Meghan, Meghan with love, is just so in contrast to her bitter backstabbing. She's working so hard to rebuild her career an image, and it's just not working. The problem is her narrative is inconsistent. The Oprah interview in 2021, then she criticized the firm, calling it outdated, and it said that it stifled her independence, and then the spare. The fact that Harry and Meghan like to air their grievances has alienated more people than it rallied supporters, and you just can't turn around now and do a gardening thing and a DIY thing at somebody else's house, I might add, and expect that people are going to want to, be with you. You're a backstabber. That's your reputation. Your reputation is your backstabber. The truth of the matter is she can't undo what's been done. She can't take back what she said. Now, in the meantime, Harry and Meghan's friends have come out and said, please support the couple, that we need you to spread love and a positive message. Don't indulge in negativity, because people, listen, guys, it's you can put all the love and hard work you want into the project. What you basically have are Harry and Meghan's friends complimenting each other. When I think about Meghan Markle sitting around with her friends, it makes me, in my head, I think of Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Ken. Hi, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. So cool. So you guys know exactly what I'm saying. That's what I think of when I think of Meghan sitting around with her friends. These people basically sit around and compliment each other all day. So in the meantime, people that have watched the trailer have called it laughable. People are actually confused by it. Now, there are some stories out there that Meghan Markle is demanding people at Netflix be fired and this and that. But the truth is, we don't know if any of that's true, and I won't report on that until I can back it up. I know that Meghan Markle thinks that the average person is an idiot. I know that she thinks that we're all going to watch this and just instantly fall in love with her, that we all think she's a great chef. We've all seen the YouTube clips of her trying to cook in the past. We all know that this is absolutely fake. As this person on GB News said, it's a load of nonsense. She wants you to believe that she spends her day picking strawberries and collecting honey from bees. The entire thing is a fabrication, right down to the house that she taped it in. Now, this man who said all this pointed one other thing out. This lifestyle show would not have received this level of attention when she was just the actress in Suits. And by the way, when she was in Suits, she was only on the show a total of like 2.5 hours over the whole 8 seasons, just in case you're unaware of that. A lot of people have put out articles saying, we watched the Netflix trailer, so you don't have to. And I've already told you guys I will be watching the Netflix show and reporting back to you. We all know that Meghan likes being the center of attention. She makes sure she's the center of the entire show. It's so cringe, like seriously. And we also know that her Instagram has a lot of bots and fake followers. Those numbers that she has aren't real. So to finish off this video, we know that Meghan Markle elevates things by putting mint leaves on them. And HG Tudor and the Sidley twins, Kylie, that one, Resting Doll Face, they've all made memes that were so good. I had to put them here. I apologize to anybody whose meme I've used that I didn't name. Here you go. All right, you guys know what to do. Hit the like and the subscribe and the bell for all notifications. Then go down into the description box where you'll find the link to my Twitter, my Gettr, my Rumble, my email, my Patreon, which is currently paused, my Amazon wish list, and a physical address. For those of you who've donated to my coffee fund, thank you so much. And as always, you guys, have a great day.